Ghost Nation, someone you. Ngibuyile. Uh, we're going to talk. There's certain things that I think we need to discuss because as much as I'm saying it's not true, some of it, khona nje engibona ngathi kuyahlangana kuyaqondana, which is coming from two publications, and this is quite interesting. So we'll be talking about Kaiser's players with Hugo Bruce, Fernando de Cruz as the coach who looks like might be replacing the current co-coaches. We have Itumele Nkune on players generally. They don't mention names, but players generally. And then we also have Brighton Lovo. Now, starting with Brighton Lovo Buffetu, this player has been linked with the move to the Glamour Boys tour. They've agreed to sign him for the next season. He's a centre back playing for Isikokuna United. Now, for me, these are just rumors, and if you have seen them or you are seeing them for the first time, just know Ogoti Bright Lovo, those are rumors, nothing concrete as of yet, and I'm not gonna confirm in terms of that. I feel like I'm even wasting time speaking about such matters. And then we jump to Itumele Nkune. As I've said, Itumele Nkune did say something about players. Ngashuti, he was talking mostly about Kaiser's players, but there's no way to know for sure because they don't mention names. But this is what he was saying. He says his players have invested on social media. They are not footballers anymore. They are influencers. Current players don't care about their careers. That's why I'm saying you go to Kaizer. We were taking our football careers serious and didn't have any distractions on our phones. We only had Facebook. You would look at it, put it aside, then you focus on your career. Well, do you think in the way Abachita currently they are busy on social media does impact them in terms of their footballing career? I don't know. You tell me. iPhone Nami, and in terms of me uploading videos, sometimes I tend to not upload, but most of the work, most of the publications, most of the sources are coming from that same very phone. So without it, I feel like I'm not gonna survive. So definitely I need my phone to be able to bring you my scoops and everything because that's where I can be found very easily. And let's look at social media. Social media also has an impact because that's where we saw Kaiser's fans protesting. That's where we saw, or that's where we seen the interview of Kaizer Down Jr. responding to, the certain things that were happening. And also, when you're at work, that's where you use social media just to see what is happening with your club, your team, and everything else. So it does have a good impact, but maybe it does have a bad impact also. You will let me know down in the comment section below. And then jumping to Hugo Bruce, now currently Bafeto Omjita has finally named his preliminary squad. It's not the final squad, it's the preliminary squad for the FIFA World Cup preparations. Now, in those players, there's no Kaiser's player involved, and for me, I feel like I'm not surprised. I think I understand why, and currently, to be honest, there's no Kaiser's player who deserves to be on the national team. Why? No one is performing at his best, except for Brendan Peterson for now. The other ones, we are not convinced as of yet. I am not convinced as of yet Tabachita can get to the national team. So only time will tell whether Abachita they are going to be consistent and persistent with their performances. But yeah, Kunika, he should get something, but then he played under pressure and he lost his cool, which is a problem, definitely. So Sizobona, as time goes on, as I've said, what is going to happen. And then jumping to Omjitalapana, Fernando de Cruz, the coach who looks like might be replacing the current co-coaches. Well, there's something coming from Calvary, Best of Chiefs. You might know him. It's from Facebook. And then there's Mickey Jr. Now, Mickey Jr. said 22 hours ago, approximately, he said Fernando de Cruz received a call from a big African club and they wanted him to sign. But they wanted him to go and sign and remain with the technical team that is there. But he rejected that offer and said, no, I cannot do that. Now Calvary comes today. He says recently, a few hours ago, about 6 hours ago, he says definitely Fernando de Cruz does want to come to Kaizer Chiefs. But now the problem is the current technical team that is there. he feels like he doesn't want them. He wants to bring his own technical team. And to me, it makes sense. Why? If those guys are the ones that betrayed Nazruddin Nabi, why would someone new coming to Kaizer Chiefs want to work with them? What is there? What is there for them to gain? That is the question that you should be asking yourself. But also, in terms of Fernando de Cruz, as he was a free agent, or currently Ngashuti, probably a free agent, because there's no indication of whether he's working somewhere or anywhere with any different club. Does this mean he's going to help us in terms of the remaining season? I don't know. My hopes are there, but it will depend on what is going to happen, because at the end of the day, Fernando de Cruz, when he was brought into Kaizer Chiefs, he was brought in as an assistant coach, not a head coach. So it's like we are upgrading from 2 assistant coaches to 1 assistant coach, which, let's be honest, Fernando de Cruz does not have a lot of silverware and does not have a lot of coaching experience alone. Has always been an assistant coach, but then there were times where he was left to finish a season. So maybe, just maybe, this might be good for us, because he might help us finish on the season. Currently, I was looking at the Betway Premiership log. We are currently sitting on number 6, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Looks like we might be going to number 7, but it will depend on whether the next game that we're going to play, are we going to win or are we going to lose? That is the question, the biggest question that I'm asking myself, and I'm asking you, Mboge Lepekai. Do you think Kaizer Chiefs is going to win this next game that we're going to play, or we should just forget? Because at the end of the day, looking at the reality of things, you look at our players, we don't have the full backline, and Devon City is no slouch, Buffett. They're doing exceptionally well. They even eliminated, who's this coach? Mangoba Mniti, who some fans are hoping he comes to Kaizer Chiefs. But for me, to be honest with you guys, I'm not too sure about this guy. I'm honestly not too sure. Like, I feel like there's a lot of coaches that I'm not too sure about currently as I'm looking at things. And I'm like, you know what? The coach was right. I remember the last words of Coach Nazruddin Nabi. I was scrolling through Facebook when I saw this interview when he was sitting with Thomas Amlambo, where they talked about whether he's going to leave Kaizer Chiefs or he's not going to leave Kaizer Chiefs. And there, I got clarity, because he said it doesn't matter who the coach is as long as you bring them the right tools to succeed. Which currently, looking back and thinking about it, it doesn't matter who Kaizer Chiefs signs. The only matter is that are they going to bring in the tools necessary to help that coach win or succeed in that club. So, for me, do you think with us bringing in a new head coach, are things going to change in terms of the signings, in terms of listening to the coach, or things are just going to remain the same and we're going to have how the coaches, the current co-coaches look like, because it looks like they are being controlled from outside? But I don't know. You let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I believe this is it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you with something new. Peace.